Very good. You get any questions? Go ahead. This is an emotional win for you guys. Not only playing Dick, beating him, and then probably 3 points of
Yeah, I think Indy are a team that in and around us in the standings. They're going to be in and around the playoffs at the end of the season. So just a massive 3 points, and I think no less than we deserved. I think we held up control for the majority of the game. I think they had their spells. They were dangerous on the counter, which we knew they would be. We probably could have dealt with that a little better at times, but just in terms of a result, it's really good.
How about that? I mean, just the play and how it developed with Aaron, throw in, the ball came back, and then he was just unmarked, it seemed like. That allowed him to get that ball into Kelp.
Yeah, it's funny because we talked at half time about taking a bit more of a chance of getting balls in the box. We know they're big. I mean, Eric's obviously good in the air, so you don't just want to kind of lump them in aimlessly. You've got to be smart about how you put the crosses in. But I still felt at times we were just kind of a little bit too safe in possession, and we'd turn out and we'd try and keep the ball. And so we end up getting the ball to the box. It's probably not the best cross, but it lands at Lasse's feet, and he's able to swivel and get a great shot off. Just thankful that it fell to him, and he was able to kind of swivel on his left foot.
Were you shocked to see it? Him let that through his wickets? How much force on the shot?
I don't know, it's tight. Honestly, I couldn't really see it. I just saw Lasse kind of back to goal, swiveling, trying to hit it. I thought he was going to maybe hit it across goal. When things are tight like that, anything can squeak in, and thankfully it did.
I know you said big results, so it's a bit early in the season, but would you go as far as to call it a statement win against a team who's established themselves as one of the better sides, at least in the Eastern Conference?
Maybe. If you guys want to call it that, you can call it that. I wouldn't call it that. I think it's an important win, I'll say that much. Again, they've been on a good run. Obviously, we're above us going into tonight, so every 3 points at home is important and something that we want to take a lot of pride in. The Phoenix loss hurt a lot. The Miami game was obviously kind of back to a pretty dominant performance, and then tonight we had to really kind of scrap and fight for it. And I felt like there was something still left in the game, even with 10-5, 4 minutes to go. I still felt there was something there, but if it would have just fizzled out into a 0-0, it would have been disappointing. But you kind of have to take your hands off to them, and they defend hard, they defend well. But no, I think we don't want to label it really with anything right now. It's still very early in the season, and there's a lot more games to play. So we just got to kind of keep our feet on the ground and keep trying to get these wins together. We have Hartford next week, which is another very similar kind of opponent in and around that playoff zone. And then we have a little break, so hopefully the guys can give it one last big push over the next 7 days, and then they'll get a little bit of time off.
Because it has to see a little bit of adjustment to standings, considering the fact that finally they can USL probably catch up and actually have an impact the standings rather than just
Yeah, I think the tightness right now, again, we don't want to put too much emphasis on the standings, because again, things can change so quickly. I think just the fact of continuing to top those points up, so whether you're in 7th or whether you're in 3rd, as long as you're just kind of totaling them up and getting them, because we've talked many times about not having to kind of chase it down late on in the season and feeling that pressure. Again, just I think an important 3 points, and I think the head-to-head is always an important thing too, right? Now we have the head-to-head on Indy. If it starts getting tight towards the end of the season, that's an extra half point we have on them. So.
What about after Hartford? I mean, you're going to have another 3 days on
Two full 2 weeks.
Full weeks, yeah. So, I mean, again, another opportunity to have some more healing time, and I would imagine that those timelines getting obviously closer.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping that, he's probably closer than Beto. Beto, we're still kind of waiting for him to kind of turn that corner and start getting back on the field a little bit more. Same with Brad. I don't really know what the timeline is on those guys, but an extra week off will obviously get them a little bit closer to playing. I don't know what I think. Sometimes when you're in a good mode, then you want to kind of keep playing. But yeah, I think any kind of break you can get to just kind of let the guys recover. We've had a couple of little muscle injuries that we've had to kind of deal with, and DG made it through 19th tonight, but the last couple of games we had to pull him out a little bit early. Elliot as well, we're just kind of making sure that we don't overdo him as well. So, but yeah, again, I think the mentality now will just be one more big push for next Saturday, and then guys will get a little bit of downtime and then kind of attack the second half of the season.
Elliot.
How do you approach that? You know, we're going to get interesting results.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I hope that's kind of walked under the bridge now. Marlon's not there anymore. I don't know. I hope that's
So you talk about interesting reception there. Thoughts on the Sea Army, how they treated Eric Dick, given what he's done for the club?
I think it's all in good. It's all in good humour, right? I'm sure. I don't know if he got to see them afterwards. I know there's a lot of respect for him around here for what he did for us in the last 2 years. But I also think in that 90 minutes, it's Pittsburgh versus Indy, and he's on the Indy side now, so he probably got a little bit of banter back there. I heard some of the chants. I don't know. That's what football's all about, right? Yeah.
Elliot Goldthorpe had some opportunities tonight, 3 shots on goal. What was your take on his what he did tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he's so dangerous. He's kind of a little bit unpredictable. I think we've talked about that before. He's explosive. And again, that's why right now we're trying to figure out what's the right amount of minutes to keep him on the field. I thought he's gone a little bit quiet in the second half, which is why we decided to make the change. And then while Trevor's standing there waiting to go on, he comes into life and makes a few things happen and whips a few dangerous balls in and starts to look like himself again. So I know he was frustrated to come off. That's the type of person he is. But yeah, I think for him, continue to be dangerous because he causes defenses a lot of problems. He attracts a lot of numbers. He can strike the ball really well with both feet. I know he's itching to start adding goals and assists more often as well. So I think that's the next step for him now is to make sure whether he's playing 70, 75, 90 that he's trying to get himself on the score sheet a little more often. Good. Nice.
Thanks, Rob.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, go ahead with questions. Nico.
Another clean sheet to add the collection.
Yeah, they're finally coming. It's been a while. It's been a while coming.
When you guys are scheduling this with a week off, and then you go quickly the U.S. Cup, you're almost 3 weeks before you get into this. How do you stay sharp?
Honestly, I try to just keep training every day. I don't take more than 2 days off. Bushy forces me sometimes to take extra time off. But no, he keeps me sharp. The boys Mike and Mitch keep me sharp as well. We have a strong group and everybody's pushing, and obviously it helps to have Bushy who's been the level of his play and the way he works with us and the level of detail. It's kind of routine already to stay ready.
What do you do on those weeks?
So for me, the one that we had, I think it was right after Louisville, then there was a cup game and they had a week off. So there was going to be 4 days off. So for me, I stayed and trained with the second team when the team was traveling to Charlotte, Independence. Then I asked Bushy to help me with training and the days that the team were off. And, that's a good thing about having him. He's always there and he loves to work as well. So, just trying to stay, even if the team sometimes, they need to get their legs fresh, but as a goalkeeper, I feel like you lose more taking days off, reading the flight of the ball and everything, then you don't need to get your legs so fresh, if that makes sense.
Now that we're a couple of months into the season, how's the relationship been with your defenders that you've got to work with? Is it pretty good, or do you think there's still more that you guys can do to get better?
Well, there's always way more we can do to get better, but I think you can see how we progressed from the first couple of games where things were not necessarily erratic. It was more, obviously still we were trying to maybe play a little more at the back. Not everybody was on the same page, and then obviously, again, getting to know, I'm very aggressive. I like to come for a lot of balls. I like to get out of the box. I like to everything in there. I like to challenge for it, and there was also a lot of new guys in the back line. Obviously, we were unfortunate to have a couple injuries as well from some regular starters last year. So I feel like it clearly took us a while to get into the group, but I feel like the last month, 2 months have been very, very solid defensively.
And how about that performance from one of your back line last night to get his first goal, to get the winner for you guys?
It was his goal. I couldn't see it from. I know he held it up. He kind of faked the turn and then flashed it back across the goal. I didn't know if it was his goal. Somebody tapped it in. That's amazing. I mean, I feel like he's stepped up, and for the last 2 months that he's been starting, it's been great. The whole back line has been great. There's been games I haven't even made a save, so it was I feel great playing this back line.
And speaking of that, when matches like this where you're not super busy, I mean, you had 2 crucial saves tonight, but defense played, lights out in front of you. Yeah. Is it like, how do you stay focused? How do you stay loose? Is it you?
For me, I know many different keepers have like different strategies. People chunk it out in 5 minutes, or for me, I don't know. It's kind of, I have a hard time letting go, so like focusing is easy. But yeah, if for whatever reason I feel like I'm just thinking about something else or thinking about the play ahead, my thing is I try to look at the deepest guy closest to me and just kind of track him. What is he doing? What is he looking at? Is he looking at me if I'm off my line? Is he trying to run off of my shoulder? So I think for me that works to stay, focused on what's in front of me.
Thank you.
Guys.
How are you feeling, young man?
Awesome. Super excited that we pulled it off at the end, and obviously very happy that I could help the team with such an important goal, but also more importantly that we kept another clean sheet, third in a row in the league now. And super happy.
Does something like this do for you moving forward as you kind of continue your progression?
I mean, I think those moments, whether I score or not, I think us winning as a team, that's why you start playing soccer. And I think that excitement and that type of momentum we're just going to keep for the next week and next weeks, and keep moving on that.
When Perry got the ball to you down there, were you surprised how much space you had?
Honestly, I didn't even see the guy behind me. I just knew, okay, I got to bring it down and I got to get it somehow on goal, and then hope for the best. Because we always said, okay, we got to get a lot of numbers in the box, and that's what we did.
Were you surprised that he couldn't handle that and let it get through his leg in the back of the net?
I mean, it was a hard shot, but I think usually a goalie should save that. But I think at the end of the day, we also earned that type of luck, as you say. Because I did think we were the better team over the 90 minutes, and just couldn't really get the end of a lot of our offensive actions. A little twisted ankle, but off tomorrow, enjoying the Germany game, and then back to work on Monday. Hopefully.
Predictions for the Germany game tomorrow?
I mean, obviously I don't want to disrespect Curaçao, but I think once we get rolling, we have good chances of scoring 4 goals.
Not bad.
Any way with it?
No questions here.
Great job.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.